So much to squeeze in with Sophie Elsworth, media writer for The Australian, joining us live from Melbourne. And Sophie, it can't be true, surely, given especially all the disastrous reporting stuff-ups and bias we've seen from the ABC lately. They're not really going to ask for more money, are they?
Well, Chris, they are. Really, Kim Williams last week was speaking at a public event where he was saying that you really have to invest in the ABC and that you need, obviously more money to do so. But it comes at the same time that at Senate estimates last week, Melanie Klein, who was acting as the David Anderson's replacement while he was away, said that they've spent $800,000 on rebranding, which is the rebranding online and changing the music on their stations. I mean, Chris, that is a lot of money, and I don't reckon there'd be many commercial entities in the media industry that would be throwing that amount of cash around for a rebrand. Yeah,
not to mention $2 million to defend themselves from doctoring footage to make our soldiers look like war criminals. What a disgrace. I want to go to this press council. They looked at this cartoon we talked about the other week, the Sydney Morning Herald and Age cartoon, which I found horrible because it basically equated the actions of Israel with those of Hamas. But the Press Council hasn't taken any action against the cartoon. I think that's the right option. You've got to have free speech. People should be able to publish offensive cartoons. I'm happy to call it disgraceful and offensive, but you don't want this stuff censored, do you?
Well, Chris, there is really a fine line here, I believe. Once you start deciding if there's a decision, we publish this cartoon, we don't publish that cartoon, I think we run into a very dangerous space of censorship, and I think that is a problem. So, but this has been rejected by the Press Council. They said the Sydney Morning Herald and the Age fixed up the cartoon, made changes, and as far as they're concerned, the matter is closed.
I've just got to bring a little media story by you as well, because we talked last week about how the election or re-election, the return of Donald Trump to the White House will make things pretty tough for our current ambassador, former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd, because he said and tweeted so many horrendous things about Trump. There's a great story in the New York Times late last week, the lefty Bible in the US, and it's raised the question of why the Australian ambassador has deleted all these tweets. So they're all there in the story. Everybody in the US knows about it. His position is going to be made untenable if people keep focusing on it.
It's very damaging, Chris. On a very serious note, this is a shocking look for Australia. But Mr Albanese knew what Kevin Rudd was saying about Trump before he got that plum job over in America. And I think this is going to cause problems when they eventually have to work with each other.
Yeah, of course, Albanese has said some pretty horrible things about Donald Trump as well, so it's a bit embarrassing for all concerned, I would have thought. Now, Sophie, I've congratulated you previously in the past, but we've got to go public with your exciting news now. You're going to be leaving us here in Oz and heading over to London to cover all sorts of issues, be a correspondent for News Corp in London. So congrats on the role, and tell our viewers what you're going to be up to.
I'm so excited, Chris. Yes, I'm heading off to London soon, and I'll be the UK correspondent for the tabloids, so the Daily Telegraph, Herald Sun, Courier Mail, Advertiser. And of course, Chris, I'll still be coming to you from Sky News, so I'll be looking forward to informing all of our viewers of what's happening in the UK.
That's the best thing about it, Sophie. We'll still get to have you here on the Kenny Report, live from London, or maybe even pre-recorded from London. We'll work all that out. But congratulations again on the job. Very well deserved, and can't wait to catch up with you from the old dart. Great stuff. Sophie Elsworth there.